What is going on, people inside that internet machine? Welcome to this episode of the pickups. I don't really have a lot to go through, not a lot of pickups, but I'll show you what I got. I'll show you mine. Like I said, I got a couple things. Guy, listen, maybe we could talk about the state of gaming for a second. I feel like I'm seeing a lot more retro game stuff get traded into the local game stores. Nintendo shelves that dwindled are now full at Buckeye Games, at Video Game Galaxy, at Maxine's Bargain Box especially. They used to have like one kind of shelf thing, and now it's like 5 or 6 shelves of Nintendo and Super Nintendo, and now the GameCube thing is back up to like 2 shelves, plus whatever's in the, collector's case. So I feel like those people are trading in the commons and those mid-common games more and more, probably keeping the rare stuff. I'm still not seeing a whole lot of that, but, I was thinking that it's about time for that bubble to shift. You know what I'm talking about? Where 7th gen is still reasonably affordable, especially like a lot of the like RPGs and stuff are still like Lost Odyssey, Blue Dragon, Infinite Discovery, Eternal Sonata. These games that are on the Xbox 360 especially. I think Xbox 360 prices are gonna like skyrocket here in a little bit, but that generation that kind of grew up, they were 10 years old when the 360 came out, they're 30 now, so they're going to get all their games back, and that's how the cycle goes. And then they're going to start digging into these libraries and collecting rarer and rarer games. And, to an extent, that's already been done. There's a lot of sophisticated collectors out there that have all of these, rare games, these like Bullet Witch and Magna Cartas and what's that, Operation Darkness, all these really kind of more rare Xbox 360 games. But I just think that whatever your console of choice is for the 7th gen, we're coming to that end of that bubble where prices are going to start not being affordable anymore. That's just what I'm seeing. Let me know if you guys have a different opinion. Leave a comment down below. All right, so snatched Marvel Cosmic Invasion at GameStop. It was $40 brand new. I had, my $5 off thing, but $35, I was like, man, I wouldn't want to pay $40 for it. Probably like a $30 game. If you're not familiar with Cosmic Invasion, it's pretty popular. It's like a beat 'em up, and you got this big character roster here, about 15 characters. You select 2 of them, and you can switch between them at any time. So they all have their own little moves and powers and special attacks and things like that. So my team for me was Wolverine and Storm. That was the team that I like to use. You got somebody that can fly, an elemental. Wolverine's built like a tank, does a lot of damage. So that's how I sort of crafted my team. But listen, you can level up your characters all the way to 10, and by doing so, you unlock like special moves and extra XP and health bar stuff, and like it's a really solid game. I just don't know. Like I played through the story mode twice and the arcade mode once, so I don't know if I want to play it any more than that. That's why it's like a $40 purchase. Is like I don't know. I'm glad to add it to the Switch collection, but like I said, it's just kind of one of those things. All right, so I was out hitting the thrift stores, didn't really find anything. All I really find for resale now is clothes, and even that's a slow mover, so I might have to take a break from buying clothes, man. I got like 30 Nike hoodies running around here. Sega Genesis controller, 3-button, found that at the thrift store for $5. It's cool finding extra controllers. I don't need this one, though, so I listed on my eBay store. Did test it. Does work actually pretty good. So listen, this time of year, we're a couple months away from the live trade show. After the trade show, I take all my video game stuff to Maxine's Bargain Box. This time of year, I generally take all of my media stuff. So records, they take CDs now, DVDs, Blu-rays, that kind of stuff. So usually when you take it to trade at Maxine's, they will give you a trade value, but it's for other media. Like you couldn't trade in a box of DVDs and then use that to get video game stuff. You know what I mean? So I take this stuff up there. Dave gives me a number, and he's like, you know what? If you want video game stuff, you can get video game stuff. I'm like, all right, thanks, buddy. So speaking of Xbox 360, this is a game that often makes those hidden gems list. Remember Me, it's a Capcom game. And as far as I can tell, I don't really know anything about it, which is good because you're kind of going into it blind. But it's sort of an action game where there's like, she's got like scattered memories or she's trying to piece memories together or something like that, which is good. And it's got the receipt in there from when someone bought it at GameStop. Oh, yeah, I forgot about this. So I wanted to talk about this when I found it. So the person left their receipts in there from GameStop. And this was from June 7th, 2013. So like 13 years ago, almost to the day. They traded in because they got Remember Me new. This is why I love some of this provenance paperwork. Listen to this. They traded in Brave, A Warrior's Tale on Xbox 360 for $1.10. Ice Age, Dawn of Dinosaur, all these are 360 games, for $9.50. They traded in Up on the 360, which for some reason is like collectible, for $7.30. Afro Samurai, they traded in Afro Samurai for $1.10. That's crazy, right? BioShock, $9.50. And then the Simpsons game, $12.80. The Witcher 2 Assassins something or other, 2-disc, $15. So a total of $57.13 in-store credit. Isn't that crazy to trade in those games for a game that's like $15 now? It's just crazy. So they got Remember Me and then paid $7.05 out of pocket to get this game right here 13 years ago. Isn't that nuts? Like I think everybody would like rather have the Simpsons game and Afro Samurai. Afro Samurai traded in for $1.10 in 2013. That's crazy. So I got that, and then I did snatch a game out of his Game Boy case. Now, this is not a game that I would buy for myself, so I used the trade credit just to get something I wouldn't normally purchase for myself. Sigma Star Saga on the Game Boy Advance. Again, it's one of those hidden gems games that everybody likes. I've heard it's sort of mediocre. Like there's some top-down portions like Zelda, and there's some spaceship shooter levels, like a regular shoot 'em up. But I don't know. Again, a game that I don't know a tremendous amount about. But I traded in some old DVDs, a record, and some U2 CDs for two games that we're going to add to the collection proudly. All right, so I think Tyler's coming over next week, hopefully, so we can go to like Coin Mart and kind of go out to Zanesville and do some game hunting. He's got a couple discs. That's why this has been sitting here for like 3 episodes. These discs all need to be resurfaced, and he has a couple. So I'll just bust out the disc resurfacer when he gets here. Surf Blue called dibs on World of Outlaws Sprint Cars. I heard that's actually a pretty good game. I heard it's actually pretty fun. Now, I have this in my collection. I just haven't played it. So, yeah, can't wait for Tyler to get here. We'll get that taken care of, and hopefully we'll go game hunting. But, yeah, so I went to garage sales, say Saturday, so yesterday. When you go to a garage sale and you'll find something at the first garage sale, like you get really up. You're like, oh, this is going to be a great day of garage sailing. I looked in their DVD boxes. They had 4 or 5 of them, nothing. CDs, I kind of gave it the once over, went around, looked for clothes. And for some reason, I was like, go back and see if there's any CDs you want. Any Metallicas or Megadeths or something. And in their CD bin, New Super Mario Brothers Wii, the cardboard version. I'm not sure if this is supposed to come with a manual. Let me know in the comment section. Because then I'll go out and get the manual, make this complete, add this to my collection since I don't actually own the cardboard version. Not that I need that many versions of Mario Bros. Wii. But anyway, I get to the register to pay for it. CDs are marked 50 cents. She's like, oh, you can just have that because I bought some other stuff. And I'm like, well, I'll be more than happy to give you $1 for it. So she goes, oh, well, we're doing donations for whatever. I'll just take the $1 for that and I'll put it in the jar. So I gave her another $1. So essentially I paid $2 in donation for New Super Mario Brothers Wii. And I don't think that's a bad thing. So awesome. Let me know about that manual. Because if not, I guess it doesn't matter. Just manual. All right. So like I said, I'm starting to get a little bit more aggressive about collecting some of these Xbox 360 games that I want in my collection. Some of them are exclusive. Some of them aren't exclusive. This one I think is exclusive, even though it doesn't say only on Xbox. The Cursed Crusade. Either way, it is an Atlas title, so probably good to get that in your collection. It's like a 3D action hack and slash. You play as this Crusader, and you slash your way through all these enemies with all these different weapon types. And then when your meter fills, you like do the infernal fire, turn into a demon, and then you're basically unstoppable. So you get like Wolverine's rage or something. So I think that's kind of it right there, right? Everything's on fire. You're possessed by a demon or something. But yeah, so that's on my list for 360. Tales of Vesperia, Eternal Sonata probably on there, even though those are RPGs. But, you know, it's kind of good to just get them on the 360, I think. And the reason I think 360 is going to take off so much better than the PlayStation 3 is that, you know, these discs are a lot easier to resurface than those Blu-ray discs. So, you know, I think the 360 will be pretty popular. Ninja Blade's another one. There was a racing game. Might have been Import Tuner, although I didn't like the Tokyo Drift series on PS2. Yeah, I don't know. I'll have a list ready to go for the trade show, and then when we go out to Coin Mart, I'll have a list with me of games that I want to get, you know, for the 360. So let me know. Are you guys strategizing, starting to get aggressive about collecting for certain consoles? Let me know. Leave a comment down below. I'll try and shoot some footage of Coin Mart when Tyler and I go, so that should be interesting. There's a couple other game stores down there as well. All right, so Tyler hasn't come over yet. He's got some things going on, you know. Life intervenes, doing some stuff. But I went to garage sales today. I went to a community sale last week. Actually, I went to 2 community sales last week. Absolutely horrible. I think I got 1 video game thing, 1 DVD, and then like 3 pieces of clothing to sell on my eBay store. However, this week was pretty good. Hit some community sales around my area, and you know, go to the first sale. It's always nice when you find something at the first sale. She had a bunch of Lego. I've already sort of sorted through it, but I'll just give you the highlights. I've spent $20 on the entire lot. This got this vintage, I think it's from like 85 or something, Lego case. I love these things, and I never really sell them, even though I've got like 4 of the blue ones and like 2 or 3 of the red ones. But yeah, so that was included. I started to build some sets. Again, I'm not going to get into it. I thought this was cool. This is the Patriot Dragster from 1991. It's missing a couple pieces, so I have them on my Bricklink thing. I was able to complete this set, the 60288, the Race Transport and Dune Buggy set, which was cool. But really, when I saw she had them like in individualized plastic tubs, and it was like $4 for this one and $5 for that one. But when I saw this guy, Jurassic Park Tyrannosaurus Rex, whenever you see these big Jurassic Park figures, and it's like $4 or $5, like definitely grab it. This T-Rex is probably worth about 25 or $30. And it articulates, man. It's really cool. So anyway, that's some of like the non-video game stuff that I got. So I thought it was cool. You know, you guys know I love Lego. I need a transition, so you can still see me. All right, so last week's community sale, like I said, I got 1 video game item. That was this Sony DualShock 3 6-axis controller for $1. I just went like this. I went, oh, yeah, DualShock 3. How much is this? $1. Gave him $1. And then I was like, that's not the right weight. That's like a really good reproduction. So I think what I'll do with this is I'll just hook this one up to my PlayStation 3 and save the wear and tear on my actual DualShock 3 controllers. So that was cool. I picked up, I know you guys don't really care about movies, but it's okay. The Girl with the Dragon Tattoo. I've been looking for that movie for a while. I'm going to watch it in a little bit. Grabbed Zardoz. Has anybody ever heard of this? Probably like Tyler. Ty Lord. Ty Lord has probably heard of this movie with Sean Connery. Never heard of it. Gonna watch it as soon as I'm done making this video. And then Adam Sandler's 8 Crazy Nights, man. This is the 2-disc version with the insert. So it's not one I see a lot. It used to be a bolo. It's not anymore. I think it's like $8 or something, but there for a while when COVID had everything shut down and that wasn't on Netflix. That was pretty valuable there for a hot minute. Went to check this out. This is a good score. Haven't been into the flea market on Main in a while. Stopped in there. They had D1 Professional Drift Grand Series Racing, whatever, on the PlayStation 2. Complete, very nice condition. This is like a $30, $40 PlayStation 2 game. It's one of those down low. Most resellers might look over it because it's a dome racing game and not know. So definitely keep your eye out for that one. I don't know. I'll throw it in the trade bin for the trade show, which I got to do my video for that. I have no idea what I'm going to do with this because I have way too much shit right here. $2 for this Nintendo Switch case. Holds 24 games. You know, it's got the Mario characters on it. It's actually a really nice case. You know, it's about the size of, I'd say like a DSi XL or something. But yeah, I don't really need that, but for $2, I wasn't going to leave it. Let me see. So I go to this garage sale. This lady has all these kids' clothes, right? All the clothes. Hold on. Okay, so last garage sale stuff that I got here. Listen, I was digging through this bin of clothes to try and find some good clothes. I actually found some decent stuff, but I hear Xbox, so I look over and she has an Xbox One, no cords, no controllers. There's no games sitting there. So I asked, I'm like, hey, you got any games for this this Xbox? And she goes, hold on, let me check. So she calls her son, and he's like, no, I just did digital only. I never bought physical games. And I went, oh, okay. But I always ask a follow-up. So this is probably some good advice. Ask, you got any, even if it's an Xbox, you got any unwanted DS, Wii games, Xbox 360 games, PlayStation 3 games, you know, something. Just to continue the conversation, maybe jog their memory. Maybe they do, and they just forgot to bring it out. But she's like, no, we don't have any of that stuff. The other girl that was working there, she comes over, and she's like, well, I got this PSP stuff. And I'm like, okay, I'll take a look at it. We started talking. She's like, I got this in the Army, and when I was in the Army in 2006. And I was like, oh, I was in the Marines from 97 to 01. So we started talking about that stuff. And she's like, yeah, that's the only thing they would let us have is like a PSP or a Game Boy or something. But so she has it in this Initech case, right? Like this really nice case. And she's like, I'm only asking $1 for it. And I'm like, well, okay, I mean, I'll give you $1. But I said, there's a lot of stuff here. Like, so I end up giving her $5. But she's like, I don't know about the console. It worked last time I used it. So, you know, just kind of selling it as is or whatever. And I'm like, okay. So the whole PSP case, she was very excited to get the $5. I'm like, all right. So, you know, there's about 8 of these UMD movies or so. She said that's all they did was like watch movies. There's a handful of games, but there's some good ones in here. So we got Daxter, the greatest hits, not for resale one. FIFA 06, that is definitely not one of the good ones. ATV, Off-Road Max Pro Quad Racing Championship. Burnout Dominator. And then this one, you know, this one sells pretty good. I always mess this up. Midnight Club 3 Dub Edition. So, yeah, that's pretty cool. We've got the console, which I got at home. I plugged it in, and it does work. But I don't know if it's going to hold a battery charge. And then she did say the last time she used it, she remembered that it didn't connect to the internet. So, we'll see. But still, a 2001 model. And then, you know, she's got all the gimmicks, right? Like they had all the gimmicks for these handhelds back in the days. The headphones, the little attachments. But she got the manual for Midnight Club and ATV and Burnout and the Jack and Daxter. One's in French, one's in English. But yeah, like the headphones and the little adapters and stuff. So it's all in there. For $5, I think I got a really good deal on that. So yeah, that's what we picked up so far. Again, Tyler's supposed to come over either this week or next week, and we're going to head out to Coin Mart, which is super awesome. So yeah, just continuing to chug along. Last thing for this week, completely forgot about this. I go over to Maxine's Bargain Box, and Dave's like, here, I got this copy of Chip and Dale's on Nintendo for you. I'm not going to sell it because obviously it's broken, so you can have it and, you know, play it or give it to someone else or something, but they weren't going to sell it in this condition. So free copy of Chip and Dale's Rescue Rangers on the Nintendo. Again, trade show fodder. If we end up doing a trade, this is something like, hey, Chris, can I have that copy? Yes, you can. And I'll just throw it in your box. So, I mean, it does work. I cleaned it. It plays. And it's a classic. Okay, listen. Tyler and I have not been able to get a schedule that works. Today is August 7th. And he's coming over hopefully on the 15th. And an old work colleague of mine, Brett Hamilton's coming over. And we're going to go to Coin Mart and Maxine's Bargain Box in Zanesville and do some stuff out there. So I got a couple other things. We're going to wrap this up and we'll put all that other stuff in the next video. But check this out. I got this today for $1 at the thrift store. Vintage old school Crossfire. It's crazy though. It came with all 40 of the pellets, but only 2 of the pucks. So it's missing one of the pucks. But man, I have one of these boxed up somewhere in a tote or something. But when I saw it on the shelf, pink tag, it was $8.99, but pink tags were $1 today. And I got there like kind of late. So I'm like, I don't know why anybody didn't just pick that up like a reseller just to resell the parts and pieces. So I'm going to look to see if I can find that extra puck on eBay or something and have another one of these complete. My daughter and I were playing with it earlier today. And it was kind of fun. It was kind of fun. It's what we used to do before internet. We played Crossfire. So I realize I haven't been talking about games that I've been playing, games that I beat. So I popped in a couple Nintendo games. This is Arkista's Ring. This game got expensive, man. This was like a $25, $30 game for the longest time from Maniac's Home Video in Delaware, Ohio. VHS Movie Rentals Custom Video Services. That sounds exciting. Somebody call them, see if they're still in business. But, you know, Arkista's Ring's a top-down game. People say, well, it's like Zelda. It's not. It's more like Gauntlet, where there's a single screen. You defeat the enemies, get power-ups. And when you defeat enough enemies, a key appears, and that's how you go to the next level. There are 30 levels in this game, and then 31 is the final boss. Unfortunately, there's this weird system where the power-ups are random, you know? So you can't stock up on a certain power-up because they're kind of limited use. And at the end, there's these ninjas, and they jump around real fast, and there's like a little radio that, you know, puts them to sleep so you can get past them or kill them. And they just don't like give you enough of them. You know what I mean? So in order to get the true ending, I guess, you got to beat this game 4 times in a row. Very difficult. I made it to the end of my 3rd run, and I was like, this is dumb. Because your only bonus is to get a stat screen. That's the end, the stat screen. So, you know, you beat the 31 levels, and the castle crumbles. You get kind of a credit scene. That's good enough. But a Sammy title, not bad. Arkista's Ring, man. Ugh. Yeah, I don't know. It's kind of average. And then I played through Conquest of the Crystal Palace. Really cool game. A little bit of a learning curve with the jumping mechanics. There's a shop, you know, you can stock up on power-ups and things like that. But these levels are kind of hard, man. Like, not Ninja Gaiden or Battletoads hard, but they give you unlimited continues for a reason, because you got to just keep playing and playing and playing. And some of the last 2 boss battles, holy smokes, man. Absolutely crazy. But I do recommend this game if you like platformers and you've never played it. Very, very cool game. It's short, a little difficult, but you do get unlimited continues. All right, so we're going to close out today. I got some games from Flea Market on Main. I go in there every now and then, you know, and I see games that I want, but they're a little bit more expensive. They're more like common games as well. That D1 racing game, I got that like a month and a half ago. That's how long this video is taking to make. But you know, every now and then I'll go in there and I'll be like, listen, you want to cut some deals on some of these games and get them out of here, you know, paying cash. So we worked out a price. But again, some of these games, most of these games are just kind of common games. So these are the games that I paid $1 for. So Deadliest Catch on the 360, disc only. Need for Speed Underground 2. Now you can see this is water damage. This case is absolute shit. However, it does have the disc and the manual, which are in pretty good condition. So this disc will just need a light resurfacing, and it should work fine. There's nothing deep in there, no gouges. Yeah, just, I don't know. I don't know how a game gets like that, but they do. Gran Turismo 3 A-Spec, the greatest hits version. That one was complete with the little insert card. So, you know, again, $1. Not going to complain there. NASCAR Thunder 2002. Missing the manual, but, you know, these NASCAR Thunder games, I typically sell these pretty good. It's not the most valuable game in the world, but for $1, maybe we can turn it into $8.99, you know. Got Ghost Recon. This was a big series back in the day for the original Xbox. Ghost Recon 2. Complete. And then Ghost Recon Jungle Storm. If I remember, like, when I say it has a little bit of value, I don't mean like it's crazy, but this might be like a $10 game or something. Like a later Ghost Recon game. Some of these games will need to be resurfaced. Some of them are just fine. So, Halo Combat Evolved, that's an easy throw in for somebody. Especially, I don't think I've ever seen this best of platinum hits. I can't remember ever seeing that, but it's not like I was looking for it. You know what I mean? And then Medal of Honor Frontline. Again, another popular series back in the day. Got it started on the original PlayStation, and people like the Medal of Honor games. These are the games that I paid $3 for, and all of these are basically ready to get listed on eBay. Again, not the most expensive games of all time, but Wolfenstein, The New Order. I don't know if that came with a little insert or something in there. Jedi Fallen Order. This is a great game. If you don't have this on PS4 or Xbox One or something, man, definitely get it. It's a cool game. Has the insert in there. Guitar Hero World Tour. That should be a pretty easy flipper. And then Plants vs. Zombies. Now, I didn't buy this for Plants vs. Zombies. I bought this because it has the original Peggle on it. And I'm not sure if I have that on like a compilation or anything. So I'm basically going to play through Peggle. And then I'm going to sell this on eBay. This last stack here, he wanted $5 each for these games. I was like, okay, I can make that work, Naruto Storm 3. I told him, I was like, basically, bro, because of the case, I've got to sell this disc only. So I need to be able to get it for a decent price. They had $15 on it, which was a little high. But like I said, I got it for $5, Maybe one of you 360 collectors will want that. Same thing with Dragon Ball Z Ultimate Tenkaichi. The case is all ripped up, and it's just basically disc only. So when I sell these on eBay, I'll sell it as disc only, and then I'll include the cover art just in case the person wants it. But you definitely don't want to get a return because they didn't like the cover art. And then Dragon Ball Xenoverse XV. I don't know. I don't know what that 15. I don't know. I don't know the Dragon Balls. So that one was complete. And what's crazy is they had this one at like $15, $16. And I was like, bro, you can get these on eBay with $9.99 with free shipping. So best I can do is $5, and adding Dragon Ball Z games to your collection or your trade box isn't the worst thing in the world, for sure. All right, so we got a couple packages here. First package came from Retro Tiburon, man. Super Mario. So I completely did not expect to get a package from Mario, but he sent me one, which was very nice of him. So the first thing is this awesome 8-bit Mario sticker. So that's awesome. Thanks, bro. And then he sent me a copy of World Racing Challenge. Hopefully that's like a rally car game for the Xbox One. I'm sure Tyler will want to borrow that because he's a big race fan. So thank you, Retro Tiburon, for that. And then he got us a package. He sent us a package of Terminator 2. Or no, I'm sorry. T2 official Terminator 2 Judgment Day 12 movie cards and 1 offer card pack of vintage trading cards. So I figure that we'll just open this right now. So here we go. I love that it says official Terminator 2 Judgment Day. Like, are there unofficial movie cards? I don't know, man. By the way, have you guys seen the price of sports cards? Like Topps Tier 1 and Bowman Chrome whatevers. We're talking like $600 a box, man. It's nuts. I remember when these were like $1 a pack and they would like sell you the whole box for like $35. They give you like a pack for free, but yeah, check that out, man. This is really cool. I wonder where Mario got these, man. Free official Terminator 2 Judgment Day movie card checklist. There we go. Do we have any inserts in here? Can we get like a 1-of-1 T1000? I don't know. Let's open this up. They didn't do stuff like that back then, like 1 chrome refractor per pack. All right, what's this? Oh, so this is like our free offer card merchandise offer. You can get a poster for $6.95 and $2.50 postage and handling. 1991. Oh man, that's crazy town. Okay, Oh, check that out. So that's pretty cool. Terminator 2 was like a big deal back in the day. Like, if you weren't there, you don't know. I feel much better now. Yeah, Sarah Connor trying to lie her way out of her mental institution. These cards are kind of nice. Good stock. You have to let me see my son. Oh, another mental institution card. Oh, look at that. Terminator searches for John. Is this an Arnold Schwarzenegger Terminator rookie card? I don't know. Might send it to get graded. Yeah, ready for war. There we go. Linda Hamilton with the nip showing. What are we doing, man? John Connor. Not so average American kid. These cards, man, they got little story parts on the back. Edward Furlong, John Connor. Now that is an Edward Furlong, John Connor rookie card, I can confirm. Terminator is prepared to go to extremes. You can't just go around killing people. No kidding. The classic line from the movie, man. Nice. The gun points right at the audience. Oh, a little behind the scenes there with the film lady and the director, I'm guessing. Look at that. The real Sarah Connor seals her fate. Hunting for John. And finally, Robert Patrick, ready to cruise. You know, the legend is that Robert Patrick was in such good shape and he's like very fast that when they tried to escape like in a car or a motorcycle, he could like run and catch up to the car. So they had to like get him to slow down. So Robert Patrick also on the X-Files. I'm a big X-Files guy. I love watching the X-Files. So, all right, that's our Terminator 2-pack. Thanks, Mario. That was fun. That was a blast from the past. All right, and then like I said, Surf Blue, we already kind of did a pre-trade because he wanted the World of Outlaws sprint car. So he just already sent me the box, which was very nice of him. I already opened it. So let me get organized here. Boop, 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 boop. Beep, boop, boop. Okay, so the first thing was a DVD digital copy sealed Venom. So, you know, I'm trying to get like all the Marvel movies and stuff. Just not like hardcore collecting it. Just kind of when you see it, pick it up. And then he sent me cases and manuals for all of these games. Grand Theft Auto 4, which I think, yeah, has the guidebook and the map and everything in there. So, you know, we'll find a copy of Grand Theft Auto 4 on PS3 somewhere. I might go to Buckeye Games tomorrow and see if they have any of these games. These cases are better condition than mine, so I'm going to be swapping them out. Grand Theft Auto Vice City with the manual there. And then San Andreas, man. I want to play this game so bad. I just don't have like an appropriate amount of time put away. But we got the map and poster, and then there's the manual. So, Surf Blue, thanks, man. Like I said, very, very cool to send the extra cases and manuals because, you know, we'll find them. Find those games out there somewhere. And then he sent me a copy of Seinfeld playing cards. He was like, hey, do you like those Seinfeld? I was like, bro, I've never seen one episode of Seinfeld. But I'll put it on our little game table over there that my daughter and I play like board games and stuff on. And they'll get used. And he left a note. Hey, Chris, thanks for friendship and YouTube channel. Happy birthday. My birthday is on August 24th, so thank you, bro. Surf Blue. If you guys want to know Surf Blue's address, I'll let you know. JK. But the game that we traded for, so I traded that World of Outlaw game for a nice copy of Test Drive Unlimited on the PlayStation 2 with the manual. So I'm actually kind of excited to play this. And it's really cool to add it in the collection. I don't remember seeing this game a lot. So yeah, definitely cool. Pretty easy trade. Dave's stand-up dude. Love that guy. So thank you guys for the trades and the packages. Sorry. Mario, thank you for sending me the package. Dave, thank you for doing the early trade so we could get that one on the books. And I just got one more stack of games and we're out of here. Last 3 games, I promise, then we'll get out of here. I had some trade credit, some more trade credit at Maxine's. I take my media up there, like I said, and then I kind of filter out all like the old action figures and little collectible tchotchkes and stuff that I have in my eBay store that just haven't gotten any movement. No one's watching them, no one's buying them, and I just get them out of my eBay store to try and unclutter the store. But Dave will take all that up at Maxine's, and spend some trade credit. Still have $65 left, which is cool since we're going to the other Maxine's bargain box hopefully next week. Snagged. Everybody loves golf. This is a game that I kind of wanted to get. I like arcade golf games, and on the PS4, it's easy to live stream it, so you guys can make fun of me when I hit it in the water or take 7 shots to get it out of the bunker. So that'll be fun. Okay, so like I was saying earlier about 7th gen, right? Like, make sure, I wouldn't say go crazy, right? Just buy all the rare stuff, but definitely start looking into games that you want to get, because PlayStation is starting to delist and take these games off of their servers, shut down the online stuff. And a game that's been on my radar for a while, but it's always been cheap, so it's like, I'll get it when I get it. White Knight Chronicles, this is the International Edition, which has the DLC stuff on there, which is full copy of White Knight Chronicles, 50 disc-based online quests, custom personal virtual lobby, and voice hat and live talk. Voice chat. Hey, learn to read, dummy. And so, some of these PS3 games that have the DLC already on them, like Game of the Year editions and special editions, if they're games that you want to play and add to your collection, make sure that you're getting them. Because this game, as far as I know, has never been, and the sequel, has never been re-released on like PS4 or remastered, put in a collection of any kind. So this is a game for $10 in trade credit. I'm happy to add to the collection. Maybe one day we'll play it. When I saw this game on the shelf, I was like, oh, because this is not a very common game, and it's a game that no one really talks about. Tyler got me a copy of this game years ago. It's a pretty good, pretty serviceable racing game. It is Days of Thunder. Comes with the movie on the Blu-ray. Now listen, I looked this morning. There's 1 sealed copy on eBay. There's 3 complete copies. There's 3 copies missing the manual, and there was like 1 or 2 disc-only copies. This is like Batman on the Sega Genesis. For whatever reason, it is very difficult to find a complete in box, very nice condition copy. And he had this on his shelf for $20. He like a $25 game. It hasn't moved yet, but so it's already 20% underpriced. Yeah, definitely getting this. So I'll bring this to the trade show in case anybody wants to kind of trade for a rare game that I feel hasn't popped yet and shot up in value. And if it doesn't trade, I'm just going to put this right in my PS3 collection with the other copy of the game, because I have a feeling about this game. Just me. But like I said, the 7th gen collector's editions and Game of the Years with all the DLCs, start getting on them while they're cheap. Anyway, guys, that is going to do it. What have you been picking up? Make sure you leave a comment down below. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, share on social media, and don't forget to bang that notification bell so you can stay up to date on all of your CM retro gaming goodness. Guys, take care of yourselves, and we'll see you on the next one.